this every time. I do this every time, and I'm gonna let y'all see it this time. I do this every time. I always start off, I think I'm that way, so things are different this way. So, what is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? I'm telling y'all, you can act like you believe, or you can truly believe, because God is good. I kept saying, it's some things that in the YouTube world, oh shoot, wait a minute, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all see. This is gonna be bloopers week. Mike Cross blooper week. I didn't turn out the camera on yet. So, there's some things in the YouTube world that can't be, the behind the scenes stuff, just like what's happening in the music world. There's some behind the scenes stuff that we didn't know that's going on. But the YouTube world ain't nothing like that. It's just things that's going on. More like beef. You can't do this or you can't forget you, whatever. More like beef, stuff like that. But anyway, I wanted to do a reaction on this beautiful lady was at the parties or whatever. Miss English. I'm just gonna call her Miss English. And things always prevail so you can help put out the message. We do what we do, man. Y'all hit that, y'all don't care about that part, you know. This is part two. I'm actually starting off on part two, and I'm gonna do like this when it's more of a hint of the reason why we're doing this. Anyway, man, forget all that. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I missed my echo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Serving with Purpose. I'm Danny.
I'm Carolina.
Serving with purpose. Oh, I forgot to say, serving with purpose. Serving with purpose. Y'all go over to their channel, check them out, hit the subscribe button for them, man. Tell them that the Music Recording Network brought y'all over there. I would appreciate it. Let's do that. Let them know that the Music Recording Network is sending people their way.
And welcome to part two with Adria English.
Hi. Adria, thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it.
Miss English.
Yes, I had to come back and support my girls.
Serving with a purpose.
We have to do it. We got to tell the truth. We have to, expose the wrongdoers, the evildoers. It's time for them to be exposed, and it's time for God's true plan and purpose for our lives to manifest and come to fruition. And I'm so grateful that you guys are having me as a part of your podcast to be able to share with the world. Thank you.
Of course, it's our pleasure, and thank you so much for coming back. And a quick note before we get into this, all of the questions and the comments and everything else. We got so much feedback from you, girl. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And also a big shout out to Max V World Media and also Make It Make Sense podcast. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful viewers, comments, and everything else. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Just reminding everybody, YouTube is a community. We are here to help each other, and you guys are allowed to use the video shorts or use for make your own content. Just give us the credit, okay?
Absolutely.
Follow the rules. We good. And we have a lot of this.
Most definitely, ladies. Most definitely, ladies. Most definitely, ladies. Follow the rules and we're good. Shout out to them. Serving with a purpose or something like that. My bad, y'all. I'm terrible with these names. But this is part two. Two beautiful ladies, man. I like that. I love her accent too.
These questions on our comments. For make your own content, just give us the credit, okay?
Absolutely.
Follow the rules, we good. And we have a lot of these questions on our comments. And we're going straight to the point because you guys have no time to waste. And we have the part one. If you didn't see the part one, go see the part one.
Go check out part one.
The question is why you kept coming back to the parties.
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you, Carolina, and the viewers. It's real simple. I kept coming back because the first party was above board, so I came back for the second party because it was above board the first time. Had a great time. I networked. I made,
It was what? I'm
above
sorry.
board.
Above board. Got it.
Yes, it was very legit.
It was.
I ain't know what she was saying, man. My bad. Hold up. The party was above board. What? That must be some street talk from
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you, Carolina, and the viewers. It's real simple. I kept coming back because the first party was above board, so I came back for the second party because it was above board the first time. Had a great time. I networked. I made,
It was what? I'm
above
sorry.
board.
Above board. Got it.
Yes, it was very legit.
It was up. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I got to network. I met a lot of people. I got to display my talent. I got complimented by a lot of, major celebrities that, I was just excited that they even recognized me, So I had a great time the first time. So coming back for party number two was based on my experience from party number one, Party number two is where it took a turn for the evil. And I saw, and had to experience, below board and the sinister things that they were going on as far as the ritualistic part of it and the demonic and evil entities that, they were conjuring up. that all started on party number 2. But the reason why I went to party number 3 and 4 and 5 is because after you do something at party number 2 and they say you're getting closer, the next party, this is it, where I'm going to announce you as my newest member, a bad boy. And then now it's party number 3, and now you done already sucked and fucked, you know what I mean? Now you're like, I already did that, so now it's party number 3. You're like, this is the time you're going to announce me. Go do it, and at the end of the party, I'm going to announce it. What about the end of the party? I'm drugged and I'm fucked up. So now you're mad at yourself, like, dang, if you didn't get that faded, you thinking it's you. If you wouldn't have drank that much champagne, then you wouldn't have passed out. So now he blaming it on you. Well, you was by the time we was going to announce you was out. So now it's party number 4. This the time. You know, I already did stuff party number 2 and number 3. So it's like then that's when you start saying, well, it's like initiation. You have friends that are in fraternities and sororities, right? They had to do everything and then get to the point where they crossed the line and now they're within our fold. You're right there. All you got to do is what you doing this at this one. And this has to be, you know, the time that I got to announce you because you done put in all this work for me. But then I'm drugged again. And now you drugging me and I done went somewhere for 3 and 4 days. Blink twice, they made that movie about us. We thought we was gone for days and it turned into weeks and months sometimes, you know what I mean? So now you done did all of that. Now they're inviting you again. You thought you was X'd out. You thought you messed up. Now, oh, I'm still good enough to come back? So I'm coming, it was coercion of the heart. He knew I wanted to rap and sing. He knew I wanted to be on their level as far as entertainment and being able to, because I have healing music. The music is, I'm not, shout out to Sexy Red and all them, but I'm not leading people to souls. Like God literally does not want to know the color of your private parts. He made them, he designed them. Why are you even focused on that? You know what I mean? So I wasn't focused on that and he knew, and I believe that was the reason why he never really let me out because he knew my music was spiritually inviting and engaging to the soul and heals you. Like, and I'm still coming out with you guys. I really appreciate if you guys support me. I don't care if I'm going on 47 years old, I'm dropping it. Because the music is timeless, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And y'all ain't never got to hear it. Y'all judge for yourself. I'm gonna still drop it, you know what I'm saying?
But that was the luck to you with that, girl.
Thank you. And that was the reason why I kept coming back because he kept promising me and coercing my heart. And I thought this time was gonna be it.
He was manipulating you.
Very much so.
Dangling the carrot, like,
and
you
I
know,
fell for it.
The next time.
The next
it's always
time.
the next time.
Yeah. And I had already did all of this the last time. So it's
So why
like,
not? You're like,
right.
what?
And back in California, I had been promised so many things by different people. And Jake Steed, the original person that got me into the adult entertainment industry, had promised me the same kind of thing where I signed a residual contract and he's been getting paid off of my movies over 20 years. He put me on P-Hub. He's put me on all the, you can Google me. My movies pop right up. Those movies were all shot in a 6-month period of my life back in 1999. I did 8 movies. Excuse me. I did 8 movies in a 6-month period. I was
With your boyfriend.
with my boyfriend.
With your boyfriend.
Jake Steed. He was my boyfriend at the time. He wasn't just somebody I was casually with.
Wasn't different actors.
Did
was
you know
just
his
him.
career? Did
No,
you know that
no,
he
it was
a
all in the
porn star?
beginning. No, I did not know that he had done. He only had done 1 or 2 before. Well, I heard now Jaguar told me that it was like 6 other girls he did this to.
I saw that.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Jaguar Wright. I love you.
Shout out to Jaguar
I
Wright.
love you,
Oh, my
Jaguar.
goodness.
Jaggy,
Please.
that's my Jaggy.
Right, please, I would love to have you on. Yes,
I love
Jaguar
her.
Wright.
I love her.
Amazing.
She's an amazing spirit, amazing soul, amazing voice. She sang to me. I cried. It was healing. It was amazing.
That was a powerful
It was
interview.
so powerful because
I really thought she was beefing with Jaguar. Maybe this is before or after. See, it's hard for me to keep up because Jaguar has said a lot of things. Well, I don't know about her and her little girlfriend, Meaty.
I didn't know, how I was viewed or perceived. I was gonna say conceived. I know how I was conceived, but I didn't know if I was perceived a certain way. So for her to validate me and say that I was set up from the beginning, that they knew who I was from the beginning.
Yeah, let our viewers know.
That's
a little.
premeditated. Y'all go into it. So me being an XP star, like I said, I got manipulated into it by Jake Steed. It was 6 months of my life back in '99. My parents didn't find out about it until 2004, 5 years later. So for those 5 years, I was living with this dark cloud of like, I hope today's not the day they find out. Hope they don't find out. It was like something told me they was gonna find out, and then the day that they found out, they called me at work. I was working at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach as a telemetry technician, in charge of heart monitors in the critical care unit for the nurses. It was my job and responsibility to let them know if their patient went into a deadly arrhythmia or their heart, started slowing down. And then I also transcribed doctor's orders and, implemented the computer, answered the phones, dealt with the patient's family members that was coming, to the desk, all at the same damn time. So I was very professional before working for Diddy. I was on my job for years. And, it just turned into a whirlwind as far as I don't know.
So the boyfriend got you into it, but then Jaguar knew that Jake Steed, she had heard that he had a reputation for, introducing girls, because that's how you got into to be around a Diddy.
Well, yeah, because I went to Long Beach State and they put me in the co-ed dorms, and so to the left on my same floor were all the male athletes. So the basketball players, the football players, they were always partying and drinking and having their girls and stuff running around. And then to the right where I was, dormed at, were the females, they were good girls, the little Asian ladies and the white girls and stuff, but they didn't like too much befriend me. The girls that were just from day one, like saying, hey, come hang out with us, were for Long Beach, Compton, LA. They were like the fast girls in the fast life.
The cool kids.
The cool kids, but to them, they were their normal. Like their fast life to me was like what? Because I was from the suburbs. I went to junior high school I went to elementary school in West Cove in West Covina. Then I went to junior high school in Chino, California, at Lyle S. Briggs. And then I went to Ontario High School, but I was still living in Chino. I used a friend's address. I went to go to high school with my friends. I went to Ontario High School. I got all A's in every grade I was ever been in. I never had to study. I was just a natural. So when I got accepted to college, I got accepted to Long Beach State and I got accepted to USC. But nobody sat down with me and helped me write out a scholarship. I thought when you graduate, you naturally get a scholarship because you have all A's. But not a teacher, not a counselor, a principal, not my parents said, hey, this girl's been getting A's her whole life. It's time for her to go to college. Let's sit down and help her write out a scholarship. So I thought it was automatic. Excuse me. So when I went across the stage and got my diploma, like I literally graduated in white and everybody else was in the room. Literally, I have all the
valedictorian.
Right. Turned into a valedictorian, but we ain't gonna talk about that. I came back though. I'm a good girl again. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Literally. So when they just handed me,
that's crazy. So basically, she's book smart like a mother. So that I just learned that about her. She is very, very book smart. She can probably spell every word in the dictionary. And y'all clearly know that I'm the opposite. I got two people that don't even, their second language is English and they correct a bunch of my spelling. But that just goes to show you, I keep telling people, but don't nobody want to listen to me. Everybody want to tell me what to do. Don't nobody want to listen to me. You could be as smart as you want, go to school, get good grades, get a good education, all that stuff. So you can get a good job and be broke the rest of your life. Or you can learn how to make your own money and hustle. Not on the street hustle, internet hustling. Make your dreams your realities. Doing music, hustle doing hair, hustle doing fingernails. Do the hustle of whatever it is you like. If you like cars, hustle cars. If you like boats, hustle boats. You got to learn how to hustle.
My diploma, I'm like, where's my scholarship? And they explained back though, I'm a good girl again. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Literally. So when they just handed me my diploma, I'm like, where's my scholarship? And they explained to me, well, college coming now, it's too late. You missed all the deadlines. So my parents, even though they worked and provided and gave us everything, because my dad was LAPD sergeant, my mom was hospital director. So we always had money, we always had things, but they were always working. So we never had the attention and the love per se. At least not what I wanted for myself.
You hear that? You hear that? Y'all hear that, right? They do workaholics to get all of this stuff that make you feel good, you think. Jewelry, new cars, hair, makeup, look all that makeup.
But we always had meals, always dinner on the table, it was always Christmas presents, it was always birthday presents through my mom.
Always dinner on the table.
And my dad was always financially, giving my mom his paycheck.
Everything
so
but love.
We always lived good, but I yearn for love. Like, I don't, I'd rather be in a one-bedroom apartment that's filled with a bunch of love than a big old mansion and nobody talk to each other, you know what I mean?
Very true.
And so, him knowing all of that, Jake, that, anyway, going back to those girls, so they were stripping to get through college. They were stripping, they were paying their tuition, so what happened was I got accepted to Long Beach State and USC. My parents didn't set any money aside because they were paying their bills and all that. And so they told me they didn't have enough to send me to USC. So I took loans to go to Long Beach State. They put me in a co-ed dorm. The athletes to the left, the girls that was stripping was to the right. I hung out with the stripper girls. That's how I ended up meeting Jake Steve by hanging out with them, going to their job, which was a strip club and everything. And then their mothers would visit them on the weekends. And my mom never had time for me. She never visited me once. So I viewed that as, hey, if they're stripping and doing all that and their mama coming to visit them, I've never been in college in my life, and my mama haven't come not one time and never came, they must be doing something right, you know what I mean? Wow. So I thought their lifestyle was like better than mine because your mama comes to see you, right. You paying your for your school and you paying your mama's rent. Mm-hmm. My mama, they got all the money, but they not, I'm paying my own, I'm taking loans to pay for it. They not visiting me. So I thought they knew the plan better than I knew. I thought maybe they, my parents kept me from knowing what the real was. Mm-hmm. My parents thought in their minds they were sheltering me, keeping me from, because they grew up in LA. My mom went to Crenshaw High, graduated in 1976 with Ice-T. Ice-T was in the same class with my mom. And so my mom grew up seeing a lot of LA behavior, so she thought she was protecting us by raising us outside of that, but she should have put us up on game at the same time and said, I have y'all living over here because in LA they'll do this. There's manipulators that do that. My dad was a cop, he's seen it, but they didn't tell us nothing. They thought by not telling us, we won't experience it. But I think by us being naive, that's why we fell more victim to the things that, people that are raised around it most, would have been keen on or, whatever.
I hate when parents do that. I got adult parents, my friends and everything. I hate when they do that. And the kids turn out, you trying to shush them from the real world. And then when the real world jumps right into their face, they don't know what the heck to do. They're shocked. They're looking for mommy. Mommy, where's the shield to protect me from this like you've been doing? No mommy around. Now you're getting your behind beat or it's right in your face and you don't know what to do. Yeah.
around with them. I meet Jake Steed. He befriends me as, I like how you're not one of the dancers like them. You're just hanging out. You're so pretty. You know, I was skinnier back then. I thought I didn't have no body because I'm so skinny. And he was like, you're pretty like that. Look at all of them. By the time they get older, their body's going to be, you're going to be gorgeous. And which he's true. You know what I mean? I'm going on 47 years old. Told. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Everything is natural and real. So he did predict that, you know what I mean? But yeah, he played on my naiveness and the fact that I was sheltered my whole life. And like, he was good looking. You had a big package going on down there and he knew what to do with it. And he, you know, he dignitized me. And after that, you know, we would have such amazing, you know, love-making intercourse that he said, hey, baby, I have a way for us to be straight forever and you don't have to worry about nothing. And he was like, you know how good we make this good love. If we record it, there's people out there that will watch and pay us for it. And I was like, what? And I'm like, and he was like, for real. But the good thing about it, nobody will ever find out. It'll be like, he said, we'll view it overseas. And back then when I was 20 years old, overseas sounded so far away. Like I never thought I would have ever gone out the country. And
there was no social media.
No, it was no social media. None of that. It was the MySpace was barely coming out.
Right.
You didn't talk to people over in Canada. Like you couldn't just click on and see your favorite star. You couldn't even see what Michael Jackson doing right now.
At the push
you know what I mean? You're right. Like you can't. Like right now we can just see what Cardi B doing when Nicki Minaj talking about like where they were just at.
Right.
They didn't have their podcast and their radio station. You know what I mean? Paula Abdul didn't just have her talking. You know what I mean? Shout out to Paula Abdul. You know, straight up now tell me, do you really want to love
me forever?
That was my move back then, for real. And no, so you know what I mean? I believed him. You know what I mean? Okay, well, money. And then he said, and what's even better, I'm gonna pay you now, and I'm gonna get us paid forever. We're gonna sign residual contracts. And the reason why I knew about residuals because of the music industry. My uncle was the manager for a group called The Boys that sang "Down My Heart" back in the day. Just stop, call me.
I remember The Boys.
Yeah, "Down My Heart." Shout out to The Boys. I heard they live in Africa. Hakeem, get at me. Hakeem, Kyrie. Bilal, Taj, I love y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah,
You should get residuals
Uncle Tito. Hey,
you said you should have.
You still get residuals to this day from the movies?
Jake Steed been collecting them for over 20-something years. That's my point.
He's not giving to you.
He hasn't given me $1. He has me on Pornhub. He has me on you can Google me to this day, over 20 years later, and he's collected everything. And Jaguar Wright just told me he did this to other women, and she knows where he's at. So I'm coming for him.
She does. What did you think he did for a living? Like, what did you think, or you know, did he talk about how he made his money? You know,
talking about Diddy or Jake?
No, Jake.
Oh,
like
no,
at
no.
that time.
At that time, he told me that he was managing a couple of my friends that were dancing.
Oh, okay.
So they were giving him money. So I was like, oh, you want me to be the girlfriend? They're giving you money.
Right.
Like we're making good love. We're gonna make money off of us just making. But then that's when he started introducing me and saying, now you need to make a movie with this guy. And now you got to make a movie with this guy, and it's not just me and him anymore. So I'm like, why you want me to have?
It was all a part of it, and Jaguar saw that, and she knew it.
Right.
And she was able to let you know, how was that clarity for you in knowing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. By the time I got to New York, they already knew who I was.
They did.
Because they had my movies. If you would walk down if you walked around Times Square and all the sex shops, they had me in the window. Because I was the latest movie, Booty Talk 4. I was on the cover. It's a beautiful cover. All of our asses look good on that cover. For real. Shout out to my ladies. Hey, no, it was about our booties talking. They have to like booty.
People get mad because they think that we joke about such a sensitive subject. And I'm like, trauma victims, all you can do is laugh. I mean, what are we gonna do? Cry all day
That's
long?
what I'm saying. If I'm supposed to go through my life and just cry every day,
if you don't laugh, you'll die.
Right. You know, that's for real. That's why Drake even said, "Laugh now, cry later." Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but you know now, baby.
Now speaking of Drake,
freaky ass nigga. Mustard on the beat, how?
Oh.
So, any things or any
saying that, man.
Has there been any rumors regarding Drake that you know of personally as it relates to, I forget, there was a rapper that he was out for a while, forget his name, and I should have done better, but he is suing Drake and he's suing Diddy as well, and it's because he was allegedly
Meek Mill.
It wasn't him. It was another one. He was really an up and coming one, and I'll look it up, as we're talking. But
well, I do know that Drake, his dad, was a womanizer and a real pimp, and his mom was a hoe. And that's how his mom met his dad. His mom was on drugs and a hoe. His dad was pimping. That's why his dad's still running around the man, and so he got the white woman pregnant, and it came out with Drake. Well, Drake's self-esteem is
She's Jewish? His mom?
Yeah, his mom is Jewish, yeah. And she had sex with a black pimp, Drake's daddy, and that's not allegedly. And they created Drake, and when Drake was born, he had a, odd look to him. He's just now coming into his looks, but he's starting to get surgery for it. But anyway, before that, he had an odd look, and he wasn't accepted in his Jewish community, and he wasn't accepted in the black community. So Drake's had low self-esteem his whole life. He's always wanted acceptance. And so... No, he got it fakely because he got into the acting world. That was the initial interaction with the entertainment industry. He booked an acting gig where he played a kid that ended up being in a wheelchair and everything like that. And so Degrassi is the name of the show.
Yes.
Yes. And so he was very, very comfortable on Degrassi, but still he wanted a bigger aspiration to do music. And so he would start to watch all the big names in the music industry and who were popping and who were not. And he had a dream to do it. And I think he even like had some premonition on trying to come out or something. But anyway, his music got to Lil Wayne. And then Lil Wayne signed him. But when Lil Wayne ended up going to prison, Drake fucked his bitch.
Oh.
And to apologize when Lil Wayne was getting out, Drake had the nerve to get Lil Wayne's face tattooed on him.
Wow.
Oh, groupie, freaky ass nigga. So, excuse me, I don't know what I can say.
No, it's okay.
My apologies.
Kendrick said it first. I mean, she's just repeating what Kendrick already said.
Yes, that's what people want to know.
They do want to know the names.
Yeah, and so, Drake started doing his research on American, music and rap and everything. Lil Wayne had found out about him, gave him opportunity, and then Lil Wayne trusted him. He got incarcerated, went to Rikers Island during that time. Drake ended up having sex with Lil Wayne's baby mama, and so his first baby mama, And then right before Lil Wayne was getting out, Drake tried to, or did, get a tattoo of his face and everything, of Lil Wayne's face. Drake did.
Wow.
And even in front of Drake's house in Canada, his big mansion, he has statues of 21 Savage.
Wow.
Okay. You mean to tell me you're going to tattoo another man's face on your body? Is that what she's saying? That's what she's saying. I don't think I would get a tattoo of my father on my body.
Right, not himself, but 21 Savage.
Interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, shout out to 21 Savage. I love him too.
Okay.
21.
21.
I love to work with you. 21.
Love it. Love
21.
you.
But I mean,
a statue.
I love you, but I mean, when I'm driving up,
I would love for you to have a statue.
Right, I'm like, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be mad at you.
You in Carolina, you guys greet me at the entrance, like that would actually be the lick. Like it'd be the lick.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway,
love her.
She Diddy's in the building, y'all.
Now, when you say She Diddy, that's something that you and I have talked about.
It's actually a true persona. When I was working for Diddy,
tell me about that.
It's weird because when he had you on contract,
and that's the part right here that really took me on a whole different level.
And he stood over you, infusing himself into you. It's like soul ties when you have sex with somebody and how part of them stays with you forever. It's kind of like the same thing when he would drug you, because he would have sex with you and then he would conjure up his demonic ritual.
I was going to ask more about that as well. But please finish your sentence and then we'll get back to the demonic rituals.
He would stand over you.
He would just kind of entrance you.
And just whatever he was high talking about, he talking about it over you. I'm the greatest. I get what I want, baby. Yeah. You're going to, take this no matter what. Take that,
Wow.
And he told me, man, you act just like me, man. You business and creative. You just like me. You She Diddy, man. She Diddy. And it just stuck with me. And then every time I be around him, my mannerisms, like, sometimes I'll just slap a girl in her booty and she don't even want me to, and I just feel entitled to do so. It's weird.
Wow.
And we're on a natural, we're on a high forever because the the drugs that we were forced to do consumed through the alcohol and things like that, they are very addictive. And it was to the point that even we would ask for it sometimes. Can I get a drink before before the party started? Can I get some? And you kind of knew by the fourth party that something was in it, but it was like my body needed it a little bit. But then it would always be too much. Like, it wasn't like you drink enough to control it. Like, you would drink, and then all of a sudden you're passed out. Or you're a zombie, like your body is awake, but your mind is not there. Yeah, you're moving, you're shaking, you're doing stuff. And so,
And just out of it.
Yeah, and so, because I'm She Diddy, you know what I mean? Like, certain times or just certain instances will just take me back there, and I'm just like, I'm very confident, I'm very arrogant, I have an ego problem. I take anybody's man or woman, don't matter if they're married.
And you proud of that? You're proud of that? Oh, my bad. The camera stopped, y'all. And you proud of that?
That's what you're saying? And just out of it.
Yeah, and so, because I'm She Diddy, you know what I mean? Like, certain times or just certain instances will just take me back there, and I'm just like, I'm very confident, I'm very arrogant, I have an ego problem. I take anybody's man or woman, don't matter if they're married, in a committed relationship or not, and I feel like I can. Like, I don't care, like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? And that's wrong. And I know it's wrong, but in the middle of it, I don't care. Like, I get what I want.
How often was this parties? Like every month, every year?
Well, the Labor Day parties, the white parties were once a year. We had parties in between those parties that weren't necessarily publicized, but they still were going down. Like the freak-offs that Cassie speak about, I wasn't necessarily invited to the freak-offs because she was actually his girlfriend. That was them being like, hey, let's have freaky sex today. I was never his girlfriend. I was never his baby mama. I never bore any kids. And I was always with Anthony. Like, Anthony Gallo was my boyfriend. So it was like, he couldn't really manipulate me 100% because I was in a relationship, but then he got Anthony Gallo to start pimping.
And who you mentioned on part 1 that he did a Sean John campaign.
Yes, Anthony Gallo, he got to book the Sean John campaign because I agreed to work at the white parties. And so while he was pimping me out at the white parties, having me have sex with his guests, while he was secretly recording and creating ways to extort them, and also gaining business, contacts, or, for example, hey, with Jacob the jeweler, I'll give you this $100,000 Rolex if you get to let me go in the room with her. And I would go in the room with him, and then he would get the Rolex. I wouldn't get anything extra. But Jacob the jeweler, they did give me $1,000 extra for him. But after Jacob, I never got anything else for.
And you would just be there, and it would just.
And I would just be, fulfilling people's sexual desires.
What made you
$500?
No,
but you would promise that.
I was always hired to do the go-go. Remember, the party only turned salacious at the end of the night, so I thought I would still take the $500.
Got it.
Still get, still
go dancing during the party, having a good time,
right?
And
networking.
Then once that was over, it was different.
So the go-go, I'm assuming, not with the sex and everything, I'm assuming that a go-go dancer at a high-end all-white Diddy party makes about $500 a night, somewhere around in there. I never knew the prices. I thought it would have been $5,000 a night at a Diddy party, and all so those go-go dancers that be on the swing or up in the air. I'm picturing my.
But like I said, by the third, fourth party, I was already invested, and I felt like if I give up now, then I'm never gonna come out. My goal was to get my music out, my group out, and to be able to, play my music for the world and perform. Like just like you guys love Beyonce. Everybody was paying hundreds and thousands of dollars per ticket, and she's trying to be me.
Beyonce.
Yes. Did you know how that feels to be at home watching her on TV, and she took your whole name and became a stripper persona behind the partition?
Yeah. You
For some reason, I just feel that I need to say this. I don't think she's trying. If this is the case, if you're right, I don't think she's trying to be you. She is being you. She's being whatever she want to be. She's a superstar. I think you need to clarify your words.
It's mentioned in part 1.
And she took your whole name and became a stripper persona behind the partition.
Yeah. You mentioned in part 1. Yeah.
She didn't become Beyonce Fierce. Why'd you have to become Sasha? That's a Russian name. You changed your exotic Beyonce name to Sasha to have a stripper persona. You got famous as Destiny Child. So when she did that, and they just had me at the house on EBT and getting out of mental hospital, just like if Beyonce to this day had never been allowed to sing and dance and be on stage and have Blue Ivy up there dancing. Right now, she was forced to have worked at Walmart this whole time. She'd be crazy. The real Beyonce, if she was denied this whole time to sing and rap and perform, but she has it in her, she'd be somewhere crazy. That's me.
Got it.
Did you have sex with Jay-Z?
What up, ho? I'm going to say this. Jay-Z grew up in the Marcy Projects, and Marcy is my last name before I got married 1 year ago and became English. Marcy, Jay-Z grew up in the Marcy Projects. Marcy, if you Google it, M-A-R-C-E-Y, though. He grew up in the M-A-R-C-Y Projects, but it's still the same name. Marcy means female name meaning God of War. And I'm ready, Jay. Come on, Hov. Grew up in the Marcy Projects. Hov, let's do that project. You know what I mean?
You didn't, or you did?
Oh, well,
tell me about it.
Well,
tell me about it.
After they orchestrated to have Aaliyah taken out of here.
Oh, you don't want to say, of course. Okay. So we'll just not say.
We drink to that.
Yeah, we'll drink to that. Yes.
Shout out to the masterminds.
Okay, so people want to know the celebrities that were there. Prince William?
Why was Reverend Al Sharpton there?
Or Harry?
I want to know.
It's definitely Harry.
Here we go.
Why was Reverend Al Sharpton? Hey, why was Reverend Al Sharpton there?
Was he skinny?
He was
he
heavy.
bigger? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What business did he have to do there? Reverend Al. Reverend, why was you there, Reverend?
Was T.D. Jakes there? Do you know? Oh,
no, it was the Reverend for me.
Oh, wow.
Reverend Al. Why was you there, Reverend?
Did you ever see Carl Winslow?
I saw Paris Hilton. I saw Diana Ross.
That's from Family Matters.
I saw Evan Ross.
Oh, wow.
I saw
Her son?
Diana Ross.
And when
he was underage at the time?
And he was doing cocaine. Allegedly.
Oh.
Donald Trump was there with all his kids. Every time he made the announcement, they didn't go home.
Wow. And what was the announcement?
Kris Jenner, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Anyway, that wasn't the announcement. The announcement.
Okay.
The announcement.
Shout out to Kris Jenner. I love her. But I don't know. Is there anything that you know different about Miss Kris? I think she's a PR beast. I think she did amazing things for her kids.
Well, when I gave Ray
I want her to die me, low-key, depending on what you say after this interview.
Well, I gave Ray J and Kim Kardashian the connect to get their adult movie shot and done.
Because you had experience. You would know. Yeah.
No, because I had already shot it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all grew up together. Me and Ray J and Brandy in the same church. We're all from the Church of Christ, and their dad, Brother Noah, was my vocal coach. Me and Kim had the same hairdresser in Beverly Hills. So I initially, when I was getting out of the chair, she was coming to get in the chair. I gave her the connect then, but she never really called, or if she did, they didn't pay attention to her. But when I gave it to Ray J, they did, and they ended up shooting it. But her mama didn't like all the angles that Kim was looking in, and so she had the movie reshot.
I heard that Ray J said that. He allegedly said, well, no,
her
he said
mama.
that. He said that. Those are his claims.
They ain't allegedly, yeah.
that
Her mama had it reshot.
Yeah.
And her mom, all of them been having sex with Diddy. And they could sue me if they say I'm lying. Chloe is O.J. Simpson's daughter. She was having sex with O.J. Also, Courtney has a baby with Justin Bieber. One of Courtney's kids.
Kourtney Kardashian.
Kourtney Kardashian. If you guys do a DNA test.
Allegedly,
yes.
I can't.
Also, we'll say allegedly, but just do the DNA test. Just do the DNA test. One of her kids is the DNA. And then Justin Bieber's kid with Haley is not even their biological. They artificially inseminated her because Justin's been stressed out and he hasn't been able to get her pregnant. So for the PR and the look of it, they're saying it's about time her be pregnant.
Allegedly.
Girlfriend is spilling all kinds of beans.
Allegedly, but y'all do the DNA test. Just do the DNA test. DNA tests don't lie. I bet you if there's nothing wrong, they'll do the DNA test with no problem. But I bet you they won't do it, or we got to get court orders to do it. And they coochie bump. Courtney and Kim Kardashian, they all have sex with each other.
Allegedly.
Like,
that's crazy.
But Kris Jenner participated with the rituals with my friend, and my friend had to stab her to get out the room because Kris Jenner, and my friend when she had to strap Justin Bieber down while Diddy and two of his sons, Justin and Christian, had sex with him he had them having sex with people when they were like 8 and 9 years old, and they were even having orgasms. They were really having busting, not because my friend, she was 11 years old, and Justin and Christian would have sex with her, and they were younger than her, and they would finish. They wouldn't just pump it; they would actually finish. Because Diddy been giving them drugs out the bottle. He's been doping them their whole life. That's not allegedly. He has sex with his twin daughters. That's not I'm gonna say allegedly, and that's why he had Kim taken out of here because he said it was double the pleasure with him.
I'm Questlove, and this is the Balvenie Whiskey. Join us in our quest for craft.
Don't say that. Are y'all serious? This thing is getting worse and worse. She just said that Puffy is having... Did y'all hear that before? That with the twins. Double the pleasure. Have y'all heard that? For real? Oh, my goodness,
having his daughters, he don't need her.
Oh, my God.
It's with his twin daughters. That's not I'm going to say allegedly. And that's why he had Kim taken out of here because he said it was double the pleasure with him having his daughters. He don't need her. Because his mama, who's really his auntie, has been grooming him from a child because his dad got killed when he was a baby. And his dad was supposed to groom him to take over the throne when his daddy got old, but he ended up getting killed. So the mom, auntie, thought it was her responsibility to groom him. But when he hit adolescence, she started having sex with him because he resembled his father. And so she's the one that started having him have sex with her. And they even have sex up to this day. That's why he has everything in her name. And her name ain't Janice, it's Miss Jackson. No, actually, her name ain't Janice. Her real name is Janet. Miss Combs, because you nasty.
Oh, wow. Whoa. How do you know all this? How did this information come to you? Like, how?
Well, I know.
These are crazy allegations. You know, this all sounds like, you know the viewers. Yeah, it's.
And that's what happens. The stuff is so crazy, they don't think nobody believe it. Big homie CeCe said that. Ain't nobody believe me. I've been saying this for years. 50 Cent been saying this for years. It's so crazy that, he just making, that gotta be a joke, man. Ain't nobody having sex with no kids. He a superstar. Ain't nobody having sex with their twin daughters. I don't know, man. I don't put nothing past nobody anymore.
Hard to digest that.
Right. Well, my friend, the 11-year-old, she just came out recently on the Lionel B show. I got her an interview. Shout out to
Lionel B.
Misha, and shout out to Lionel B. Mm-hmm. But she's actually had a threesome with Diddy and his mother. She's had a threesome with Diddy and Nelly. And when they got her pregnant, Diddy's mom, auntie, was drinking her breast milk. They was keeping her in a cage, and they cut the babies out of her stomach at the house. She has a C-section scar, but she's never had a C-section. She has one son that she had when she got away from them. She had it naturally vaginally, and the doctors told her they don't understand why she has C-section scars when her body is made to have it naturally, and that's because they cut 2 babies out of her. And she believes that oldest daughter, Chance, is her daughter because when the baby came out, Diddy said, I'm going to give her a chance. I'm going to take a chance. And they said that it was Sarah's baby, but Sarah ain't never been pregnant. That's my friend's baby, and we could do a DNA test. That's not allegedly. Let's go. Sue me if I'm lying.
Anybody mentioned in this video is more than welcome to reach us out and come here.
Yes,
tell your part of the story.
Absolutely, and tell your story as well.
And I hope this is going to be in court.
Oh, the trial starts May 2025. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Even if I go in there representing myself, the truth will prevail and God is in the building.
I wanted to ask specifically, though, when you said at the beginning of the interview that you would go in and see the demonic rituals and things like that, what did that look like for you? There was a lady on TMZ who said, that she walked in and she saw, huddles of people. And in the huddles, there were little people, quote unquote, AKA kids, okay, minors. And Harvey Levin, specified. Are you talking about? Shout out to Harvey Levin.
Hey, Harvey. Hey. Love you. And Charles. Love TMZ. Mwah.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Has the demonic rituals, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because the reason for the huddle is because the minors were under teenage years. These were like 8, 9, 7-year-olds that were dressed up
like the
sexy
dolls.
with red lipstick. Yeah. And they had them performing fellatio, oral sex. And that's why they were covering the circle. So everyone that was, because just because you were in the big room doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be cool with that. But everyone that was cool with that stood around in the huddle.
Whoa.
Kind of like a rap cipher. And they in the middle. And people that were taking turns getting fellatio were major celebrities.
Did you see
I don't want to say DiCaprio. I ain't said nothing allegedly. I ain't going to say Biden.
Not Jack from Titanic.
Biden.
I'm not going to say Harry, the prince.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to say it.
Ooh. Okay. Well.
I'm not going to say it.
There are animals as well?
Oh, yes. They participate in animals.
Not bestiality. Okay, so this is going to be a hardcore trigger warning on this one. Like, we're going deep. Like,
imagine.
I need a drink. Like, imagine. Shot. This is a lot to take in.
Imagine flying an exotic fish and paying thousands of dollars just to have sex with them while they're alive, to bust a nut in them while they're alive. Fish. Exotic fish.
From Japan.
And he would make the kids have sex with the animals. Oh. Dogs, goats, sheep.
No. You witnessed this?
Allegedly.
What would you do? What can we do?
We were all zombies.
Oh my God.
It's like everybody's walking around like looking like this.
Not knowing if you think you're seeing what you're seeing.
And it makes you horny. Stuff that you wouldn't do. If you're a straight male, now you're having gay sex.
Whoa.
If you were never would have looked at a minor, now this little girl with lipstick look good to you.
Whoa.
And he was recording everybody. So then when you sobered up the next day, you were like, what?
What did I do?
If you remembered or if you didn't. If you didn't.
Right. That's what I keep saying that also. It's like, you don't know what's in these drinks. And these drinks have been spiked. You at this party. You chilling. You got puffy party. You taking these drinks. The drinks are spiked. Now you into this zombie horse tranquilizer that she's talking about. And you're realizing, I thought I was just drunk. Now you so drunk or so out of your mind that you having sex with minors, and Puffy is recording it. Now I just came to the party. I just came to have fun, right? Then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 days later, Puffy's showing me clips of the tapes of what I did. Yeah, this is what you did at the party. I got a lot at stake. I got a wife and kids and a family at home. I don't want this to be seen. I'm glad you said that, because it's going to cost you $5 million or I'm showing it. That's how this stuff been happening.
Remember, he told you what you did. And if you did remember, you're like, oh man, you only did that.
I done cracked the code.
He was torturing you, make you remember what happened if you did that.
And then he remind you that he recorded you. So if you want to go tell, I suggest you not do that.
And that's another reason you had to keep coming back, because he
had it over you.
Was threatening.
Right.
Everybody.
And then everyone that was a celebrity or a politician or a king or a prince, he had that over you. So you didn't want to lose your stature or that be, but now it's coming out. He thought none of this was going to come out until he was dead 20 years later. That's why he made people sign those agreements, those NDAs that said, you can't, that's why Justin can't talk.
I was going to just
Justin Bieber wants to talk.
Bieber.
He signed that where a lot of millions he would have to pay.
Man, F that paper. F that piece of paper. I don't give a, I would be talking, boy, you better be lucky it ain't me. I'll be talking. F that paper. Yeah, who
goes out and
podcast
talks.
want me to go
Now,
on?
there was,
shout out to Justin. Justin,
too?
holler at me. I'll get you all the information. We ain't got to tell the press. Just get at me, Justin. I want to cry for you and with you, Justin. You did not deserve it. And Usher, you about to get your ass kicked because you took him over there and you knew what Diddy was going to do to him. Usher, you knew. That's why they asked you, what's his name?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern asked you, Usher, would you take your own kids over there? You said, hell no. But you going to take Justin over there knowing what he was going to do to him? It's on site with you too, Usher. Even though we was cool, me and you, T-Pain, all kicked in the studio doing shots, and I met you several times, man. Usher, you gonna burn. Let it burn. Come on, this is your confession, man. We gonna all stand around you and whoop your ass, Usher.
Lashes. You need lashes.
Ooh, she said a lot, cuz. Whoa, she said a whole lot about who Usher is behind these closed doors. When they on stage, they're this big star, but when they behind stage.
You too, Usher. Even though we was cool, me and you, T-Pain, all kicked in the studio doing shots, and I met you several times, man. Usher, you gonna burn. Let it burn. Come on, this is your confession, man. We gonna all stand around you and whoop your ass, Usher. Lashes, you need lashes. Stones, public mockery. That's what you need. Justin will never have his complete life back. He'll always be haunted about all this to this day because of you, Usher. It was your chance. God gave you the position to save somebody, and you chose to sacrifice him. What did he promise you, Usher? What did he tell you was gonna get to bring him somebody? And did you get it? Did you get it? Are you experiencing now all this running around you doing? Getting every woman who's in a relationship, getting them in trouble with their man because you got the power of seduction on you right now? Is that what you asked Diddy for, the power of seduction? Yeah, your time is coming too. J-Lo, I'm on your head, J-Lo.
What did J-Lo do?
She stuck a champagne glass that they cracked on the table and was broke with jagged edges, and they was sticking it in my friend over and over, and that ain't allegedly. She was only 11 years old, and her coochie had in her booty so bad that they had to do reconstructive surgery on her, and J-Lo was laughing the whole time. On with my bare hands, J-Lo. Come back to America, ho. So I don't care if we at the Met Gala, the Grammys, I'm running up on you.
Whoa.
In Jesus' name.
At what J-Lo was this? Was it Jenny from...
Girlfriend, the other one hasn't said hardly nothing. She probably...
From the block? Like, was it Selena? Was it, later
it was all
on in her
J-Lo's.
career?
It's always been her.
Whoa.
That's why she slid him the gun in the club and let my other homegirl get shot in her face. J-Lo was a drug runner. All of that. Dreams to be in the entertainment industry.
Which J-Lo was this?
At what J-Lo was this? Was it Jenny from the block? Like, was it Selena? Was it, later on in her career?
It was always been her. That's why she slid him the gun in the club and let my other homegirl get shot in her face. J-Lo was a drug runner. All of that. Dreams to be in the entertainment industry. She sold her soul too.
Oh my God.
But when you mess with kids, that's when you draw the line, bitch.
Whoa. These are allegedly.
I ain't no allegedly.
That's
you did that. You did that to my friend. And I'm going to whoop her ass if I get the opportunity. That ain't allegedly. And sue me if I'm lying.
I draw the line with kids. People who can't protect themselves.
It was actually YK Osiris was the rapper that I was talking about. That Drake is alleging that Drake and Diddy essayed him for years.
I don't know anything about him.
And he came out very publicly. He came into the business very innocent. By the time he left, he was denouncing everything, saying that it was the devil, that their spirit and evil forces.
It's the reason why people run out of there.
They do.
Screaming.
And he was suicidal. He said, I just want to drive my car off. Like, I just want to die. There's footage of him and Drake, him being on Drake's private plane and, made to do sit-ups and be recorded and just humiliated.
And Drake doesn't like women. If you notice that one video, he has all the names on dog collars. When he has girls in his, privately, he makes them eat out of dog bowls, and he puts a chain and everything on them, and he pays them. But Drake deep down doesn't like women. That's why, but he wants to be one. It's the weirdest psychology. That's why he getting BBLs and his nose done.
Interesting, right?
It's like you have a hatred for women, but you want to be one at the same time while acting like a man. It's weird.
Is that why Kendrick kind of...
Oh, yeah, Kendrick's telling the truth.
Just kind of let the...
Must on that
spill the beans on that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And how did you stop going to these parties? You got pregnant, they stopped calling
No, Anthony Gallo started cheating on me with Rihanna and Megan Good and other models in the industry, and the girls I was working at the strip club with, he would have...
Everybody,
yeah. He basically looked at me.
He was for the streets.
He was for the streets. He started pimping and all of that. And when I moved myself to Harlem after I found that out I couldn't lay next to him anymore, I was coming home from work, and the car had followed me, jumped out. Jadakiss and them was standing there. Like, nobody even helped me. The police station was right there. I got away from the girls. I ran into my building.
Shit, man. Who gonna take his place? Somebody gonna take his place? Usher. He said Usher gonna take his place. Did he go to jail and all this Diddy stuff die down? We ain't even started talking about the tunnels. Way before Puffy was born, this daggone sex trafficking and kids being missing been happening. It's a shame, man. So, yeah, just because Puffy go to jail and it die down, these people, these little kinky, horny people going to keep being horny and keep wanting to fondle kids. with they nasty self. They nasty, man. So anyway, oh man, let me get on back. Let me finish up this reaction, bro. God damn, right at the end. But yeah, check that video out I sent you. Most definitely, I'll holler at you. All right, later. Yeah, sometimes I gotta stop and I wanted y'all to hear a little bit of that on purpose, but you didn't hear the part I wanted you to hear. You know, people is anyway, let's get back to this video.
Pimping and all of that. And when I moved myself to Harlem after I found that out I couldn't lay next to him anymore, I was coming home from work and the car had followed me, jumped out. Jadakiss and them was standing there, like nobody even helped me. The police station was right there. I got away from the girls. I ran into my building. And after that, I was like, I'm out of here. And I was about to turn 30 years old. It was December 2000.
Girls got out the car.
Yeah, they were behind. They were following me. Yeah, I just got off work. Okay. Yeah, and they followed me from my Larry Flynt's Hustler Club, and they jumped out. And they were trying to get my money and my phone. And then when I went like this, and I ended up busting one of them in the mouth. And then when I happened to create a distraction, I just ran. I had my key in my hand. I ran into the building.
And you said Jadakiss was sitting there, standing there.
He was on the block. I'm not saying he was there for it, but he was just outside on the block.
I was like, wow.
I don't know if he was out there on the block for a reason, but.
Interesting.
And then my God. You stopped going to the parties? Then you stopped going to the parties?
I fled back to California.
How do you know that was a direct hit on you from Diddy?
Because they were saying bad boy, bitch.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's an answer. Wow. I'm so sorry that happened to you, though.
Everything.
For real. Everything. Like, how have you been doing now mentally and for your soul?
I need.
What are we doing?
We need help because all of us victims, we need real psychological therapy. We need. We can't. None of us can work no more. It's a special kind of Social Security they're gonna have to create or something for us because
post trauma.
It's very traumatic. PTSD in the worst way because like we could just be doing whatever and then hear a noise and it could just take you back. You just all of a sudden a zombie. Like I said, we're always high because the chemicals you put in your body stay forever. So we're always high. And then if you want to have a drink with a friend, you have the drink, then all of a sudden you can just snap back into your past, and now all of a sudden you're blacked out. Now you're doing things that you wouldn't have been doing. Like I just drank some wine. Everybody thinking that you an alcohol. Everybody thinking you on hard drugs. I just smoke weed and I drink and I do. Eventually I want to get off of that, but it's just the only coping mechanism I know of because I don't have money to afford Dr. Phil and Ivana fixing my life. And I hope they can holler at me because I'm down to come on their shows. But you know, I have a son, a 9-year-old son I'm taking care of, 2 dogs. I can't work anywhere. They bleed in me. You know what I'm saying? There's killers on my head, bounty on me. I'm only getting like $900 a month in unemployment, a little bit of EBT. And everybody says, well, why are you talking now? Like, why are you, you've been quiet all this time. And when I did try to speak back in 2010, they put me in a mental hospital.
Wow.
And I had to lie and say that it was a fantasy of mine to work for Diddy, that for them to let me out. And they also put my Jane Doe in a mental hospital, and Diddy's lawyer signed her out. And she had to say the same thing, that it was a fantasy, we made it all up.
And now that he's in prison, people feel safe.
Oh, no, we don't feel safe because he has his 3rd bail hearing tomorrow, and they just ran up in his cell and confiscated all of his paperwork. And I guess he had like notes and stuff that he was planning on using to go into trial with. And because they took those notes, he's now trying to say that, not a fair trial or he's being targeted. Sabotage. And I think they did doing this on purpose, a way to get him off. Because they said my name is in the papers that he was scribbling on. He has my name in it. Yes, I don't mind going into court and represent myself, but if anybody want a piece of this and you're a lawyer who's not afraid, a lot of people won't take us because
if anybody want a piece of
my
this?
name in it.
Wow.
Yes, I don't mind going into court and represent myself, but if anybody want a piece of this and you're a lawyer who's not afraid, a lot of people won't take us because the names that we're given.
How about Busby?
We contacted him and he didn't take either one of us.
Interesting.
He told us both he'll call us back and no one's called us back. Nobody got a bag. And then, I was going to help you out because you already got 100 and something people, you know what I mean? I want to stand alone. Or at least just me and my homegirl. Because these people may have had one interaction or one scenario.
Probably saying the same
Both
thing.
of ours is years of time, babies being put in, people taken out and torture. I don't want these people that may have had a one-time interaction to like water down our case. Or they get upgraded because they're part of our, not like that. A victim is a victim and, to God be the glory. I hope everyone gets their justice. But I just know what I've been through. I know what my girl's been through. Because we were there together. I ate the strawberries off her breast, and she's 14 years old laying there. I didn't know she was 14. But at some point, she did tell me her age, and I said, just tell me you're 17. Because to me, I was thinking, at least that's older than that. But that's still a minor. Yeah. So you made me be a pedophile,
Right.
And so anybody else that's, I don't know to the extent of what their damage is and what they went through. And, shout out to all my victims, but I need somebody who's going to specifically pay attention to what I went through and what she went through because it's very, very key.
Exactly, it is.
Do you feel safe?
That's what everybody
No, I feel safe through the Lord. I'm moving around though. We're not at one place,
Right. Oh, you're blessed and highly favored. You know that. You know that. You're covered in Christ's blood.
So exactly.
We do know that.
And if he was supposed to be getting away with this, then it would still be so. It's been over 30 years since the 90s, you know, and if God didn't want any of this revealed, it would still be hidden.
Did you happen to hear Diddy on one of his tapes, phone calls to his son, talking about the Netflix movie with the release date? Who was on that movie?
Is he talking about the one 50 Cent's doing?
That's AI.
Did he do it?
I believe. I don't know. I wouldn't know what the Netflix
has a series coming out.
is.
He sold it to Netflix.
He said it was it has a release date, so that's what he's saying on his phone.
And that's probably what he's talking about.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have a couple episodes on that as well.
Nah, they talking about an AI call. That was an AI phone call, and everybody confirmed it, and everybody
coming out.
That was an AI
So
call,
that has to be because
Diddy do it.
The other one, the downfall of Diddy.
Diddy do it.
Right. The other one, the downfall of Diddy is on Tubi. Shout out to TMZ. I'm on that one. Just like they filmed Ali. They just haven't shown mine yet.
Wow.
So I'm excited to see what light they paint me in.
So after the trial and everything's settled, what do you want to do? You want to sing? You want to have a show?
Definitely, I have a book, I have a movie, and a soundtrack that I've written
what are
myself.
Your dreams after?
Yes, but I definitely want to put my music out. I definitely want to act. My thing is I want to be a humanitarian philanthropist. I want to go around and giving away money. You know, to God be the glory. I want to get real therapy, set my son up to be straight, and then after that, I just want to help.
Got it. Oh, what a good heart you have.
Thank you. Well, they say the money from the wicked is stored up for the righteous. So I do believe that God, and has known His ultimate plan is perfect. And this whole time, the devil thought he was winning, and he chewed Diddy up and spit him out. And Diddy has one more opportunity in prison to save his soul, but he's obviously choosing to still continue, evil behavior. And instead of him admitting and dropping to his knees and saying, "Please, everybody, forgive me. I am wrong. I want to save my soul," he's choosing to still mask behind his persona and the evil. And so, soul salvation is real. You're either going to heaven or you're going to hell. And he's obviously choosing up. So God gave him one more opportunity to, recognize who God is and to save his soul. But if he doesn't recognize, he's not going to make it through his sentence. We predict that he's going to be approached in the showers.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the public?
I want to say to the public, thank you. Thank you guys for finally kind of coming over to, the light and seeing that we're not lying. Why would we want to expose ourselves and put ourselves in this if we didn't feel like it was something that you guys need to know about? I could have chose to remain quiet. And it's like, for you guys to get upset that I'm trying to tell you what's going on is really a trip. But I do thank everyone that has realized that, what would be the point of lying on this man and doing all this and running around, I can't eat after nobody, drink after nobody, it's but for everyone that's given us positive support, keep doing that. Everything will be revealed in the trial. Shout out to everybody. Please, please, please Google the plan of salvation. All you got to do is hear, believe, repent, confess, and be baptized, water baptism, and God will save your soul. To all my girls that are in the sex industry, the sex game, you are not too dirty to go to heaven. God loves you. I had a conversation with a girl in my dressing room when I was a dancer, and I invited her to church because I was that dancer that danced on a Saturday night and would go to church on Sunday. And I invited her to church, and she said, "Girl, I done sucked too many to go to heaven. Jesus don't want me." And yes, he does. That's especially who he wants. That's why I used to have the prostitutes walk with him. If you're already saved, he don't need you. He needs the sinners, people that need their souls rescued. And that's what I'm here for. I led a lot of people down the wrong path when I was in the adult entertainment industry and the sex world. And because they have my movies on tape, there's still people that watch them to this day. But to God be the glory. All of it's going to be scrubbed from the internet one day. And if I've led you down the wrong path, please let your eyes be open and you turn to Jesus. In Jesus' name, God be the glory.
Amen.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you. I love you so much. You are so strong, and you're helping so many people through your story and through your testimony, and I appreciate you.
God bless you. And if anybody can find it in their heart to cash up anything, $1, $3, it's just to help me pay for my hotel room, put gas in the car, and stay healthy. I can't keep eating McDonald's, so sometimes I can go into Rouse and get some pre-made rotisserie chicken or something. We can't just eat the processed food every day, or until we get into a home, Lord, I can cook again.
Yes. Amen. Very soon. So if it touches your heart, anything helps. $5, $10, and she cannot work right now. She's a big target. She took a big risk coming here today. It's one of the few podcasts that she's coming in person, right? Most of them are through
I've been denying everybody because of Danny is why I'm here and because of the whole story. But there's a lot of people that are contacting me, but I don't need no more press.
Thank you for coming here.
I love you, girl.
Love you too. Yes. All right, shout out to Tanner over there. Shout out to Tanner.
Tanner. Show your face. Show your face, Tanner. Look at how cute he is, everybody. He got a great haircut. Look at that.
Yeah, I like Tanner.
Tune in next time for a face reveal.
I love it. I love it. He's my John Doe. He's my John Doe, everyone. All right.
I love you. Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Part 2.
Subscribe and like.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, comment, and share.
share.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Wow. Check it out. I always try to let it play all the way to the end, man. Love they setup, man. They setup is awesome. Ladies, your setup is awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing. Keep studying and keep learning. I say that to everybody. You got to keep learning. Keep growing your craft. I'm still growing my craft. That was interesting, man. I think that Miss English, I'm calling Miss English. Be careful out there. I cannot believe she wants to be called She Diddy, man. You want to get far away from that name, that persona, that stuff y'all did. I was shocked when she said that blink twice. I got to see the movie. I got to watch the movie. It's more about their life and stuff. So, wow, I gotta see the movie. Look here, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all let me know if you're an ender, meaning that you made it to the end, the very end. If you hear my voice right here, say ender for sure. Ender for sure. For sure, I am an ender. Thank y'all, appreciate it. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.
Yo, in today's video, we're looking at creepy and strange TikToks that are going to make you question reality.
I know everybody hears the conspiracy stuff about Al Roker, but him telling you to look over your shoulder, you got a camera in the living room watching you? Sounds odd.
You so do.
And then he just literally says it and then says, okay, and goes to something else. Sounds weird.
Yo, in today's video, we're looking at creepy and strange TikToks that are going to make you question reality.
I know everybody hears the conspiracy stuff about Al Roker, but him telling you to look over your shoulder, you got a camera in the living room watching you? Sounds odd.
You so do.
And then he just literally says it and then says, okay, and goes to something else. Sounds weird.
So many great recommendations.
Yeah, Fire TV serves up the best options from all my apps in one place. It just gets what I'm into.
Interesting.
Get into more of what you're into with Fire TV.
You know those moments that you never want to end? Maybe they don't have to. Smartwool was born to make the world feel good, so your best days outside last longer. Smartwool. Go far, feel good.
Had to let us know. Yo, I think the cameras are in the TVs. The atmospheric river currently hosing Northern California and Oregon won't let up until the weekend. Just imagine that. A UFO was sighted hovering above Capitol Hill this week. There look like multiple UFOs. Or it could just be one big one.
leaked footage from 1969 of our flat Earth from the Apollo 11. You can see land beyond the ice wall. This is proof.
I mean, I can see it, you know. They want to be on top for everything. They wanted to be them. That's what it was.
Those with eyes to see can see the energy harvesting events that are going on right now. There is a consolidation of power, but not in the way that you think. Those that are constantly going within, finding the source of life within themselves, have gathered all the energy from the universe, and they are now the power. The powers that were are using specific entities to harvest the energy of the other human beings. Celebrities are not celebrities anymore. The streamers are. So these streamers are being used to harvest your energy. They may mean well, and they may not even know what's going on, but they're being used. It's literally as if the Matrix has no more energy left. And you have to concentrate the power as opposed to having it spread throughout different areas like Netflix or the news or this or that. The real power, the real energy, the real light is coming from those who have been doing the work, the gods on earth. Those with eyes to see can see it clear as day. The energy harvesting is real.
I've supposedly seen this pulled over and recorded it. Do y'all see that in the sky? Moving that kind of like a... That's crazy.
When you wake with morning breath, you think that's normal, right? Well, guess what? It's not. I'm here to give you a reality checkup. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Torres. I'm a cosmetic dentist practicing north of Boston. And did you know that morning breath is actually a sign of bacteria growing in your mouth while you sleep?
Ring around the bleak.
I think the nursery rhyme, Ring Around the Rosie, is about the plague, the Black Death. Ring around the rosy. That is a skin symptom of the plague. Like here, everywhere else, there are rings around. Pockets full of posies. The plague doctor got posies in his pocket because of the smell of the plague. Ashes, ashes. They burned everything down which came in contact with the plague. Everything. We all fall down. I think this explains on its own. So this is a song you would sing to your children when you know that this song is something about the plague back in the times.
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. More than 25 years ago, we had more snow, better quality tires, and less electronics on the road. I ain't lying. I mean, I was a kid around that time, but still. Things have changed.
I still think the earth is flat. Wow, bro. By the way, I got in so much trouble for that.
Word.
You gotta be careful with that, man. At the end of the day, it's not about whether or not it's flat. It's just question what's going on around you. And that was my point behind it, was question what's going on. You know, if they came down on me for that, what else is out there for them to...
Or what else? Is he lying? Shout out to Kyrie, man. Williams had all intent when he made that chain. You know, that's just crazy, though. You're just gonna set a bomb off in the ocean just because. Had to be a reason. Hey, this is random, but what if the floods, these ancient floods that we talk about, what if that started from this civilization that's underwater?
I remember the way you shook.
Here's my secret to glowy skin. And no, it is not a 10-step care routine. It's actually the Hero Cosmetics Glow Balm, which instantly gives my skin a glowy finish. Thanks to Glow Balm, my skin looks less dull and is left looking radiant and dewy. Formula is so nourishing to the skin, and now my dry skin feels so much softer. It's our secret now, so don't tell anyone. Just kidding, literally tell everyone because this balm really works like magic.
The flower that grew from coal. That man doing that to himself on Kai's stream, disappearing and making it look like Kai and his friends were ganging up on him, giving some half-a apology, then making a video on how it was a premeditated move to ruin Kai's career is racist as F, and I don't think I need to explain. For real, for real.
So there's no way anybody had this on their 2024 bingo cards. You're telling me that because Joe Rogan interviews Donald Trump in 2024, that means that 39 days later, we're gonna have some kind of alien warfare in the sky? Are you serious? So in 1997, a guy named Cliff Lee develops this software called WebBot. This software started as a tool to predict and analyze market trends, analyzing massive amounts of data and predicting the stock market. And it did that. WebBot predicted stock market trends, but one thing that it also predicted, this software claimed that a global military scenario involving UFOs, or UAPs, whatever you prefer nowadays, military scenarios with UFOs, humans versus aliens. It predicted that battles with UFOs will be breaking out all over the sky. That's absolutely insane. WebBot didn't just throw this out there. It just didn't, hey, one day this is gonna happen. No, this prediction came with a very, very specific timeline. According to this software, these things are not gonna happen until 39 days after a specific event. So what could possibly trigger such an extraordinary chain of events? A catalyst for battles in the sky between the United States Air Force, maybe the global Air Force at this point. The specific event would be an interview, not just any interview, but an interview with Donald Trump sitting down with Joe Rogan. That's right, the interview. The interview of 2024. The prediction stated that 39 days after this hypothetical conversation, that chaos would erupt in the skies all over the world. In 2009, Joe Rogan didn't have a podcast. I don't even remember what he was doing. Was he still doing Fear Factor? So if you happen to be playing along at home and you're trying to Google when the Donald Trump or Joe Rogan interview was, so you can calculate what 39 days is, I'll save you some trouble. December 3rd, 2024 is the date. Did you have that on your 2024 bingo card? Honestly, did you have any of this on your 2024 bingo card? Whether or not you believe any of this, WebBot, I had never even heard of WebBot before. Could this just be a warning, a coincidence, or a product of a glitch in the program? Why would it predict that? What kind of program is this? Any way you look at it, mark your calendars, December 3rd, 2024. I'm probably not going to keep an eye on the sky because at this point, nothing's going to surprise me. If I look outside and there's aliens in the sky, I'm going to be like, thumbs up, here we go. Maybe it really is real. What a strange world we call a reality, right? Damn it, man.
When Puff was in that tub spilling mo, the after party then freaking off. I'm supposed to be locked up too. Get my lady thick, my young hoes, PP. I'm supposed to be locked up too. Get a couple chicks, get them to try to do E. Hopefully they're Minaj before I reach my garage. I'm supposed to be locked up too. Got lame bitches trying to fuck with my case. Same lame bitch I bust in the face. I'm supposed to be locked up too. I'm like, at this rate, ma, you never graduate. She said, I ain't no fool, I make it up in summer school. I'm supposed to be locked up too. Man, I gotta get my soul right. For I'm locked up for my whole life. I'm supposed to be locked up too. Trying to charge me, but I'm not guilty. I got all of my mommy. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want from me. Not guilty. I'm supposed to be locked up too.
The following video is for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes only.
Y'all hear that sound?
So that video came from a YouTuber by the name of Turtle Island Traveler, and I have her information up on the screen so that you can go check it out yourself. It is very authentic. It happened in 2013, August of 2013. I do encourage you to read the description of the video because she wrote a pretty detailed narrative of what she experienced. So if you remember, there was a period where there was so many weird sounds coming from the sky, to the point where it made local news networks in certain cities around the world. Now, in light of the United States' recent UAP hearings, we got to come to the forefront and have this discussion. Like, what is really going on? Because it's like now they're being forced, in a sense, their hand is being forced to disclose information to us. What are your thoughts about these sounds?
Yeah, what are your thoughts about these sounds, guys?
Today we're here at the massive pre-Christian pagan ritual site, the Externstein.
Good things come to those who wait. But great things, those go to the ones who create, innovate, celebrate. That's how Elijah Craig came to be known as the father of bourbon. And it's why we craft our award-winning small batch bourbon for you. The ones who always bring their best to the table and bring others along for the ride. That's the greatness within.
These are the Starstones. Most don't even know this site exists, and that's because this is one of the most lied about and suppressed sites of the ancient world. These rocks hold an astounding secret. A secret that hasn't been spoken about for almost 1,000 years. And a secret that I'm going to share with you for the first time today. The site itself is a fault line, and that's why this rock outcropping is jutting up out of the ground like a knife blade. But like we've seen at some of the other sacred sites, it's the geologic makeup of the rock that's important. These rocks have an extremely high quartz content of over 90%. And when quartz is compressed with stress, it can cause a field effect that is very psychoactive. These consciousness-enhancing properties, along with the great natural beauty of the place, explains why the Druidic Hermione priesthood came here for thousands of years to perform their initiations and ritual work. And they built structures into the site that actually facilitate this. So let me take you on a tour. When we come up the stairs, we're met by an extremely weathered statue of one of these Druid Hermione Armanen priests holding a key. And behind the gate is a passageway with extremely weathered carvings of runes all around. And through this passageway was a sacred chamber known as the Mont Heiligtum, the Chamber of the Moon. And you'll notice in the center of this chamber is yet another energy condensing, energy accumulating well, just as I discussed in my video about the Kyffhauser Monument. And from here, we're going to take a hike up the staircase that spirals around this rock spire all the way to the top. When we reach the top, we're met with a medieval bridge that spans across the two rock outcroppings to the Chamber of the Sun, the Sonnenheiligtum. This chamber sits on top of the spire and is astronomically aligned to the solstice. Unfortunately, this sun and moon chamber are some of the last remnants of a large temple site that existed here before Christian zealots destroyed it. But you can already see some of the alchemical symbolism of the sun and the moon being combined into one stone that form the basis of later alchemy. And perhaps some of the more astute of you picked up on the Armanen Hermione priesthood that I mentioned, and that Hermione has the same root, herm, as Hermeticism. And if you put all the pieces together, you'll see why Rosicrucianism, alchemy, and European Hermeticism all came out of this area of Germany as later remnants of this underground stream. Behind me is one of the features that makes this site so popular. It's a large carving of the crucifixion. But this is not the crucifixion that you know. Beneath the cross and underground, there are two dragons intertwined, one male and one female, in a sexual, Gnostic, alchemical embrace of male and female forces to create an enlightened being, the Christed body. And on the right, you'll see something very familiar to modern pagans. The modern interpretation is that this is Nicodemus pulling Christ down from the cross by standing on a tree. But that tree form is what modern pagans call Irminsul. The problem is, it's not Irminsul at all. This symbol is the reproductive system of the goddess, of Sophia, or as the Germans called her, Frau Hall, or Freya. This is an Irminsul, or a Hermansul, again, Herm from Hermetic. The purpose of the church propaganda about the ancient German pagans was to make them seem like they were a silly group of people in the middle of the forest wearing animal skins howling at the moon and doing bonfires, and that's not true. They were an extremely refined group of Hermetic Gnostic philosophers that had a sacred allegory known as the Irminsul. The Irminsul was the conqueror, the person wearing the armor of the conqueror because they did battle with their lower bestial nature, shown here as the lion over the loins, the bestial nature that has been conquered. In the right hand is a banner with a rose, symbolizing the blooming of higher consciousness. This later became a symbol of the Rosicrucians. And on top of the helmet is a rooster, and roosters crow when the sun comes up, when the light is awakened within. Irminsul stands on top of a pillar, just like the modern Freemasonic strength, wisdom, and beauty. Ida and Pingalam combining to make Sashumna, male and female forces combining to make a Christed illumined body. That is what this symbol is. We have been using the same symbolism for the same concepts for thousands of years. And I give you this back history because on this site, was an Irminsul that was torn down by Charlemagne and his Christian hordes, and this hints at the type of Gnostic initiations that were being done here.
School isn't gonna be easy.
I know, but...
The third one. Yo, look at this shit on camera. Why is it two different colors?
Bro, I am. Oh my god.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my fucking god, dude.
There's a plane coming underneath it, so it can't be.
No, that ain't no plane, yo. You can see a plane. We just got a plane. It's flashing. Oh, we got a plane. That ain't no plane, bro.
Take still shots too.
What the fuck is that, dude?
Why the fuck did they
It just made a perfect triangle. It made a fucking triangle. Whoa, bro. Oh my god. We actually caught a fucking UFO.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
That's a real shit.
Oh my god.
We almost left too fucking early too.
I told you, motherfuckers.
Oh, they're swirling around.
Are they gonna line back?
Oh my god.
They're about to take off.
Oh my god. Jay, what are we seeing?
I don't know.
No, that was.
And now the top light is brighter, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And see how it's positioned perfectly at the.
That one at the bottom came up.
But here's the thing: these are not flashing lights. Like there are no runway lights. These are. Oh my god.
The plane is that a plane with a red light going to the left?
No, that's the one of the dots.
There's a plane up to the left in front
Yeah, the ones to the left there are. Yeah, I didn't see that. The bottom one though is just sitting there now.
Bro, how
Oh yeah, the other light's not. It came as one.
Yeah, they lined up like this in a pyramid. Then one took off, and then that one's directly.
And that one on the bottom there, the red one.
But doesn't it seem like?
What the fuck?
Yo, in the top light.
Oh,
doesn't it seem like
it's moving. It's moving.
Did it get higher? It is getting higher.
It looks like it's moving. Yeah, I
that
see
shit
it.
is getting higher.
What the fuck is going on, dude? It's getting way higher, bro.
What the? Like they separate.
Yeah, they are separate.
And that top light is getting higher because now the one.
Oh, it's coming towards us. That's coming towards us.
Now the top is coming towards us.
Oh, it's way higher too. Remember how close it was to the tree line?
Yo, that shit is coming towards us now.
You should see it zoomed in. The light is beautiful. What the fuck?
Because it's my UFO coming towards us.
Yo, we have to sit here until it comes. It's coming. We got like 10 minutes.
Fuck.
It's coming towards us. Dude, that motherfucker is flying.
Yo, that shit is going fast.
What is going on?
What?
What kind of shit is this?
Man, I wish I
That's crazy, though. We got 2 lights, don't it?
What? It's like a little disc, dude.
Oh, it's coming. Look, it's coming. Like that motherfucker was way over there. It was sitting for how long?
Wait, listen.
Which I think that was, man. I mean, they out here. Well, GPS and see, you can't even trust your phone nowadays. I'd be scared of stuff like that. Like, what if it's sending me to the wrong spot? I really don't trust that stuff. I need a map.
Ask yourself a question, is this even possible? Is it possible that X building was built in the 1890s? And they're giving us timeline like a year. It was built in a year. They wanted to believe we didn't have the technology that we were low tech, and yet we're building all of these amazing structures. This disparity between what the narrative says and what's actually there.
You have places, cities in America, that look as though they were constructed in medieval Europe, when nothing was here, and people showed up and just got started building, what we're told. One would assume that they would build with the means that were available to them. Wood, nails, if they were lucky. What we get is this narrative that people were showing up and really making do with what they had.
What we learned about in school is there was nothing here. This land was free from the TV. The only inhabitants were wild Indians.
Lies.
We built everything here. Everything you see in this country, in North America, this is what we're talking about Canada too.
Lies.
Was built by us after we got here. Nothing here. They had to change the narrative. They had to destroy the evidence.
And they're still doing it till this day. Yo. Don't blink, you might miss it. For real, that was quick. Guy gets emotional after what Magic Max just did to him.
So this right here is an honest-to-God glitch in the Matrix. If what they're claiming is true, this is wild. She said it was a normal evening. My boyfriend, her son, and I were getting in the car after dinner. As we settled into the car, for some reason, my boyfriend pointed to the clock and said 6:45. I glanced at him and I said, yeah, 6:45. And he looked at me like he didn't understand why he had pointed to the clock. I thought it was kind of odd, but we went on. After that little odd moment, we continued on home. The drive back home was a quick 15 minutes tops. Once we got back, we lingered in the kitchen for a bit, putting away the leftovers and talking about nothing at all. Maybe 20 minutes had passed. Then we settled in to watch a movie. Everything felt ordinary. Halfway through the movie, my boyfriend suddenly sat up, looked unsettled, and said, "What time is it?" I grabbed my phone, tapped the screen, and saw it was 7:30. I didn't think much of it, but his face changed. He paused the movie and stared at me. He said, "That's not possible." At first, I didn't understand, but then he started piecing it together out loud. We left dinner at 6:45 because he said 6:45. It took us 15 minutes to go home, 20 minutes messing around in the kitchen, and now an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, how could it still be 7:30? I asked to see the movie's runtime. Sure enough, it showed that we had been watching for over an hour, but the math didn't math. We tried to retrace every step, but nothing made sense. We didn't feel weird, no gaps in the memory, no sense of anything being off. It just happened. The only thing I thought was weird was when he pointed to the clock and said 6:45. So I went out and checked the clock in the car to make sure that it was the same time. And it was. This was impossible. It felt like time had stopped or skipped or folded over on itself. I don't know. It left both of us shaking. We still bring it up sometimes, hoping to find an explanation that makes sense, but there just isn't one. Because time doesn't work like that. At least it's not supposed to. You guys remember back in the day, Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stagg? I know my Gen Xers do. At the end of some of those mysteries, they would say, update, this person was found, or whatever. This right here, I wish I had an update on, because you kind of left us hanging here. So I'm going to leave it up to the comment section. Let me know what you think this was. Why did he point at the clock and say 6:45? And then they spent well over 2 hours dicking around the house when only 45 minutes had passed? I either call bullshit, or it's a glitch in the Matrix. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Damn it.
I can't believe this. I've only been around for a couple of months, and I gotta be honest, things are getting weird. Everywhere I go, I hear people say America is the worst place in the world, but it seems pretty great to me. Life can be pretty confusing for a baby. Thankfully, Mom and Dad watch PragerU videos. PragerU promotes American values with educational videos that reach millions of people online. They have videos for everyone, so if I'm ever confused throughout my life, PragerU has a video that provides the answers. That way I won't end up like baby Dylan over there. Subscribe today at PragerU.com.
Bring it in, bring it on. Just Dance 2025.
There's a magic that happens that we don't know about that happens with tape. It's magnetic, and it's electricity, and it's just, it lines all the molecules up to be what they are. While it's doing all that technical shit, it's also picking up the energy in the room, your vibrations as a human being, how you're feeling, and it attracts itself to the tape as it's going around. So you're recording energy too, vibe in the room. Yeah. And if there's a party in the room, it gets on the tape, stains it. And it also compresses all of the sound, so it gives you the automatic boom bap naturally, because it automatically knocks it back, so it'll be turned back into an audible sound. Because it's just electricity and magnetism and particles. When they all line up, it's like the fucking planets lining up. It becomes something like cosmic. It becomes a thing that lasts forever. That's what you're missing. It's the second harmonic distortion. For every kick you put on there, and kicks like usually hit at 100 hertz, it'll record 50 hertz and 200 hertz at the same time. So your kick is 3 times as powerful when it comes back. And snares, and your vocals. You sound like 3 people instead of 1.
You watch our TV. That's what you're telling me. Did you know what's going on up there?
People are running everywhere. It's sheer panic. Stay on me! Wait.
Sheesh, look at that wave.
You guys are doing this, right? You can control water. That's your technology, but why are you doing this? Where'd you get off passing judgment on us? You can't be sure.
Look at that. I'm about to go watch this mug. But he got a spacesuit on underwater. They tried to tell us a long time ago. They tell us with SpongeBob, the girl got a spacesuit on underwater. Anybody else ever seen The Abyss? I haven't.
Here, they just got a delivery of some fresh food. They got a lemon. They're playing with it. Watch, that lemon is not real. It's a CGI object. It's called augmented reality, right? It goes right through the person's hand, showing you that that's not a real object at all, okay? Why would they be faking things floating in space, right? Here.
Because they're not actually in space.
I also want to thank you for having Prince, William Shatner, Puff Daddy, and Mick Jagger on the same stage. That is the sign of the apocalypse. Thank you. Thank you. That is the end of the world as we know it.
He's letting us know.
We'll say the credible eyewitnesses reported seeing 3 large, tall extraterrestrials that were 8, 9 feet tall that seemed to emerge from a clothing store in this mall, which sent the entire population of the mall panicking, running, screaming out of the mall. The duty officer on charge with Miami Police Department called up every single police officer on duty and car in Miami at the time, which was like 123 cars and cops, which that goes completely against all known law enforcement protocols. So you would never, it would be against police protocol to send every cop to that mall unless it was something incredibly serious. And the official story of 30 kids or whatever fighting each other with sticks does not qualify to call up 123 cars with 123 cops in it.
Everyone has a cell phone. Why were there no actual photographs or videos just from civilians?
Okay, let me ask you this question though. If you're in a mall, your phone's in your pocket, right? You might have some bags in your hand and poof, an alien is right in front of you. What's your first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna pull out your phone, oh snap, let me put this on TikTok, shh, put it on YouTube. Shh. No, you're trying to run away from the alien. You're like, I'm gonna get out of here. If I see an alien, ain't no way I'm trying to record it first. I'm not a journalist. I'm trying to get up out of here. Even if I get to somewhere safe, right? Say if I was to be hidden behind something and the alien is 100 feet away from me. I'm gonna pull my phone out. You know the movies? You pull the phone out and then you press the camera button and I accidentally got the flash on. Now the alien sees me too. And now it's chasing me again. Like, why would you do that? But people always ask, why isn't there any videos?
As they were leaving the mall, the cops had surrounded the mall and were stopping people and checking their phones and deleting photos and video. Eyewitnesses claim to have seen 3 very tall, non-human figures, and again, estimates that the eyewitnesses were saying were between 8, 9, maybe as tall as 10 feet.
Technology where
There have been at least 5 nights, possibly 6 nights, of unexplained incursions by what the Air Force describes as drones over 3 of the most sensitive US bases, or British bases where the US Air Force is based, in the United Kingdom. That's Mildenhall, Lakenheath and Feltwell. And what distinguishes all of those bases is that it's very likely all of them have nuclear weapons. So this is a very grave situation. Unexplained incursions by unexplained drones, multiple drones, dozens in some cases, and there has not been any attempt, as far as I can see, to successfully bring down one of these objects so that we can be told what they are and where they come from. And when the Pentagon was asked about this, Major General Pat Ryder, the Pentagon's press spokesman, he basically said that all he could tell us is that they are being actively monitored. He couldn't answer a question as to whether they were from a foreign adversary, and he couldn't answer the question as to whether or not they were of hostile intent. In February last year, we deployed F-22 fighters to shoot down what we were told were balloons flying over the continental USA. It's a very interesting situation that we know that fighter jets have been scrambled from some of these bases in the United Kingdom. They've been flying without transponders, so we haven't been able to track them to see where they're going and where they're maneuvering, but there has been an air tanker refueling them, and they've been operating on afterburners. So it's quite clear that the military is taking this extremely seriously, and the British government has also brought in military assistance of its own to help the US Air Force deal with finding out any more that we can about these objects. At the moment, I think all we can legitimately say is they're objects, and they're unexplained.
How did they deliver such quantities of concrete? I don't know. They can't explain it either. And where's all the dirt even at? They don't know either. Where are all the people? No people there.
Any of the difficulties a nation would face building a magnitude of stone and brick palaces.
Why are none of our grandparents or great-grandparents ever speaking highly of these buildings? If they were truly built in the early 1900s, do you think one of our grandparents would have been like, yeah, I was at the site and I'm so proud building that? Or my friend, I knew somebody and he was over there building that building. Not one time. Does that sound odd? In order to build some of these buildings in a year, you'd have to have hundreds of people, like daily, sleeping there. You'd have to have people with houses located on site.
It just didn't happen that way. I feel like a lot of these buildings here in Americas and all across the world are ancient. And if they're not ancient, then something's just not being told to us. They could just be a few hundred years old. and something happened. A reset, maybe? I don't know. But history is definitely not what we think it is. And YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only, though. But yeah, guys, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube. Peace.
This season, more is merrier at Olive Garden.